despair. Beauty from ashes is a walk away from death into life. It is experiencing joy pouring over you, replacing the chokehold of grief. And it is the Lord filling our hearts with praise instead of devastation and sorrow. For some, the beauty has become a desire to continue the visions our crew embraced. Some have pursued quality and strong educational opportunities for future generations that will produce scientists and engineers and explorers that will benefit all of mankind. Multiple scholarships, schools, exhibits, museums, endowment funds, and archives have been dedicated in the Columbia crew's memory. Every time I fly into my hometown of Amarillo, Texas, I land at the Rick Husband International Airport. I spend some quiet time with the Lord at our local E.A. Smith YMCA chapel in Houston, dedicated now to the Columbia crew. Beauty from ashes, joy instead of mourning, praise instead of despair. As Rick shared with the crew and their spouses in an intimate setting the night before launch, the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Found in Joshua 1:9, and that's a promise that he relied on, our family has relied on, and that we rejoice in on behalf of all of those who are so graciously gathered here and around the world today for this occasion. God bless the families of STS 107. May our broken hearts continue to heal, and may beauty continue to replace the ashes. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn. We've got a young man here, his name is Kyle Breeze, who had an uncle work here at NASA, and he was walking with his uncle one day and said, I wrote a song about the Columbia. And his uncle got a hold of Thad and myself and asked us if we would listen to this song and see what we thought. And we listened to it and thought it was very appropriate. It's written by Kyle, and the song is going to be sung by Joey Beasley. And Kyle will kind of back him up on the keyboard. BB, before we go any further, thank you, my friend. It was my heart about jumped out of my chest. So Kyle, if you enjoy, you would please come up here and perform 16 Minutes from Home.
Thank you.
What's been lost? Retrace this, find out the cause. Over and over what went wrong. Just remember, stand tall, be strong. When you're just 16 minutes from home, no, with us you are never alone. We will always remember the ones lost just 16 minutes from home. All that we've learned or what they have shown, and maybe the stars will guide them home, and the path forever lit will again be flown. When you're just 16 minutes from home, no, with us you are never alone. We will always just 16 minutes from home. And heroes in life with the strength to believe, you set sail for the stars where you dreamed us to be. We thought you were lost just to find out the truth, headed straight for the heart on an infinite route. We know that you're gone, but your dream lives on through the hearts of the ones who were there all along. And I know even though you are just down the road, and that you are true. When you're just 16 minutes from home, no, with us you are never alone. We will always remember the ones lost just when you're just 16 minutes from home. No, with us you are never alone. We will always remember the ones lost just 16 minutes from home. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Joey. We really do appreciate that. The next person I have the privilege of introducing hardly needs any introduction at all. As a matter of fact, she might not remember this, but back in the early 90s during her first flight, I used to get a daily phone call from, I think, Corning newspaper up in New York, and tell us what you think Eileen's doing today. So I had flown just a few years earlier, and I was recounting every step that the pilot would be doing during that mission every day. And so it was kind of how I got to know her surreptitiously, never really having met her until just the last few years. But she's a great lady. She'll be inducted into our Astronaut Hall of Fame this year. She's the first American woman to pilot and command the space shuttle. Please welcome Colonel Eileen Collins.
Well, good morning, and thank you, Kyle and Joey. Very nice. And thank you, Evelyn, for those beautiful remarks. And also thank you, Thad and John and Steve Feldman for inviting me to be here today. Usually when someone asks me, I'd say, well, let me go check my schedule and see if I can attend the event. But in this case, I told them yes on the spot. I wouldn't miss being here. Today is a day of remembrance. We remember the astronauts who took the daring step of accepting the challenge of spaceflight. And for the Columbia crew, their mission was a fulfillment of their dreams, to have an adventure, to visit microgravity, to live and work in a new and unusual environment, and to experience a feeling that you can't possibly simulate on the surface. It's a type of freedom to look down on our beautiful planet and to push hard to achieve the mission goals and to be part of a team with a meaningful vision. That vision is understanding the universe that we live in, the human body, the possibilities of new technologies, the Earth's natural processes, the secrets of nearby planets, and the universe beyond. The Columbia crew was taking baby steps, but great missions begin with baby steps, small steps, learning steps. They were passionate about this mission. They knew that passion and risk are part of any great mission. I'd like to share a personal brief reflection of each of the Columbia astronauts from my personal time with them. It's difficult for us that they're not physically here with us, but our memories are still strong. I remember Rick, who had such a beautiful singing voice. The first time I heard him sing was at Patty Robertson's memorial service at Ellington Field. His voice was so powerful and beautiful and memorable. I remember the day that Willie stopped in my office to show me his son's artwork. He was so proud of his children. I remember the times that Laurel and I talked about what it was like to be a mom and an astronaut. Casey and I worked together in the simulator, trying to solve the sneaky problems that the instructors and the training team presented to us. And she had such a calm and logical way about her. Elon twice asked me to fly with him in the T-38, and that was such an honor. I really wish I had gotten to know him better. It was such a blessing to have him here. Dave was an optimist. While working together on a difficult problem in a project we were both assigned to, I observed that Dave was a man of ideas and solutions. And Mike was always so cool and calm. I don't think anything bothered him, and he always had a big smile on his face when he walked out to fly the T-38. Each of these memories and many more of them stay with me, and I hope that you too will keep your memories strong. This crew, and astronauts in general, have an understandable characteristic. Astronauts love to explore, and we feel, very confident, focused, and determined about it. Astronauts want adventure. I don't think that'll change. I often tell my children what my parents told me. Generations pass and centuries pass, but people don't change. I think, really, it seems to me that the sense of curiosity in people doesn't change. We still have it. Sure, the environment changes, technology changes, but people are still human. We still carry the spirit and the adventure of the people that we read about in history. For example, in the Bible, in the Greek plays, the discoveries made by Columbus and other explorers, and the people who populated and founded the Americas. I often laugh that sometime I seem to be turning into my mother. And so I believe that exploring and risk-taking will be around for a long time, regardless of what you might read otherwise. And it's also important that I make a few comments about the space shuttle, which was an amazing and versatile ship. Despite its tragedies, its successes are also a part of history. The shuttle was an engineering wonder. My respect and thanks go out to those who designed and built it, operated and maintained it. The shuttle was a test program, but it achieved its ultimate goal, the International Space Station. We learned from the shuttle and how the shuttle interacted with its environment. What we learned has led to new designs in spacecraft, which are safer and less expensive. We've also learned much on the shuttle about the human body, new technologies, our planet Earth, and deep space. Expensive satellites like Hubble and Chandra had astronauts nearby to fix potential problems that might develop before they were deployed into their orbits. We've come to live and work very well with other countries on many different levels. And we have inspired over 30 years of school children to study math and science. People of very diverse backgrounds came together on the shuttle missions. Our Columbia crew was one of diversity. We can relate to them. Their lives were exciting and dramatic. It takes your breath away to think about what they have done in their lives. They are adventurers, explorers, and role models. How fortunate they were to have had the opportunity to experience a whole new world. To our friends from Mission STS-107, here we are 10 years later. We still love you. We still miss you. how can we ever thank you for your contributions to the great journey of human discovery?